The winner takes it all at Hampden, and whoever triumphs today will be favourites in the final, although that can bring its own pressure. Referee Ewan Norris is about to get us going. Hearts beating Celtic. Well, it can be done, and it has been done. But will it be done today, David?
Well, I think if Celtic are off it at all, Hearts have got a good chance here this afternoon. But I think Neil McCann made the very relevant point that Celtic will probably feel they owe their supporters one after losing the League Cup final here last month, so they're going to be dangerous opponents for Hearts.
Oh, a mistake here from Kelvin Wilson. Stephen Elliott with a chance in the opening seconds.
Well, it is a chance. It's a very small target from that angle, but I don't know what Kelvin Wilson's thinking about here. He's under-hit that so badly. I'll tell you what, if he cuts this back, there's a bit of support arriving.
Fraser Forster's giant frame certainly reduced the angle for Elliott, but a corner nonetheless. Danny Granger usually reliable from set pieces, and Darren Barr came in on the end of that. It's another corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he runs off here. Celtic picking up, well, really marking zonally across the 6-yard box here, but Barr got a free run at it.
So another corner. It's another teaser from Granger, cleared by Louvens. Granger. Robinson. Driver. Gary Hooper back on defensive duty. On by McGowan. But now a chance for Charlie Mulgrew to get into his stride. Here's the South Korean, Sung Young Ki. Mulgrew. Granger has got to be careful. Commons has won it. And now it's a Celtic corner.
Well, he did well to win anything there, Chris Commons. He was second favourite in the corner. Danny Granger ended up wrong side.
Early corners for both teams. Chris Commons then to float this in. Away by Zaliukas. Scott Brown. Commons tries again, whipping in a good one. Off the head of Louvens and retrieved by Samaras. He's overrun that though. Key. Louvens doing Brown no favours, but he managed to shrug off Elliott. Scott Brown making significant progress here. He's put it behind Hooper. Here's Key. Closed down by Granger, but another corner.
Yeah, Hearts very, very narrow at the moment. There appears to be a pass on into the wide area for Celtic all the time at the moment. Scott Brown on his left side there, didn't really fancy the shot on that side. Good support from Key. Granger did well to stop it coming in.
It's Key's corner. Louvens helped it on. Kelvin Wilson, who got away with that early error. Commons. Louvens still in there, but it carries to McDonald.
Yeah, good idea. Bit of respite for Hearts. Really bright, high-tempo start from Celtic.
Both teams arrive at Hampden in a confident frame of mind, feeling good about themselves. Celtic having just won their first title in 4 years. Hearts have won 4 of their last 5 matches. Brown. Hearts do have what it takes to beat Celtic. They've done so in each of the last 3 seasons. Scott Brown Used to play his football in Edinburgh with Hibs, of course. In fact, not lost on the Hearts fans. Elliott. Ian Black.
Good ball.
Terrific for Driver.
Good tackle as well. It's the type of ball that the Hearts will look to play today. And Black has the range of passing to knock it up the outside of the two centre-backs.
A few early corners for Hearts. This one will be taken by Black. Black delivers off the head of Mulgrew. Driver ready to return it. Samaras. Hooked away by Commons. Key shadowed by Scatchell, and then by Black. Celtic back at Hampden Park, less than a month after losing the League Cup final here to Kilmarnock. Brown. Joe Ledley, one of the season's outstanding performers in Scotland. Key. There's another Charlie Mulgrew, leading contender to be Player of the Year. Ledley can't be far behind in mine. Commons, an early influence, but nobody in there. Granger can chest it back.
Oh, that was a problem. Both Samaras and Hooper were outside the box. Commons does really well here. There's nobody to pick out. And he did brilliantly to make the half yard. It's not a bad ball in. No support.
Black. Looking for Driver, but here's Lustig and now Key. Lustig replacing Adam Matthews, who has suspected mumps. Hooper. Ledley for Mulgrew. Off the head of McGowan. Lustig on the volley.
Well, again, the ball on into the wide area there for Charlie Mulgrew, who's under no pressure at all. Hearts so narrow at the moment, and if they allow Charlie Mulgrew to fire crosses in from that kind of area of the pitch, they're going to have problems.
Key. Switching it to Samaras. He can't keep it in. Giorgio Samaras, one short of 50 goals for Celtic. The Scottish Cup gave Neil Lennon his first trophy as manager last season. He's now won the title, of course. Celtic cruised past Aberdeen in the semi-final here last year and then comfortably beat Motherwell in the final. Hearts haven't reached the final since 2006 when they beat Gretna, remember them? On penalties. Another set-piece scenario for Hearts. Webster and Barr amongst those lurking. Zaliukas is going in there too now.
Cool. Got to be better than that.
Usually is better than Ian Black. Oh, Black has robbed Mulgrew. Barr. Black. It's over the head of Elliott.
It's not the worst ball, but nobody coming round the back. But unforced error here from Charlie Mulgrew. Kelvin Wilson does well when this breaks down here. Mulgrew loses it to Black, and Wilson could have dived in here, but stayed in his feet, made the right decision.
Early mistakes from Mulgrew and Wilson, not proving costly. Lustig making only his third appearance for Celtic. It's off Staniukis. Webster. Robinson penalised for a shove on Ledley. Commons looking like a useful outlet for Celtic. Key. Change of plan, brings Lustig back into it. Hooper, Lustig, Samaras. Key. Mulgrew. Ledley.
Well, Celtic bossing the game in terms of possession, but still winning the first clean chance of the match. I think Hearts have got to try and beat Celtic further up the pitch. You know, Billy Brown made that point. They've got to get after Celtic. They can't drop off and admire them. We've gone, what, 11 minutes, and Hearts starting to get deeper and deeper already.
It's the first Scottish Cup meeting between the sides for 7 years, since the semi-final of 2005 when Celtic won 2-1. Was a player then. Chris Sutton and Craig Bellamy got the goals. Mulgrew. Far for Robinson. Black. Scatchel. Robinson. Black. It's going to Granger. Good switch. Driver hugging the touchline. He has it now. Driver up against Lustig. Got his cross in as well. Met by Mulgrew. McGowan. Black. Just escaped the clutches of Commons.
I don't think for a minute he's trying to chip Fraser Forster. He's trying to knock that across into the back post. Just doesn't get his foot around it.
As a 19-year-old, Paulo Sergio won the Portuguese Cup, somewhat surprisingly, with Minos Belenenses, and they beat the big three, Porto, Benfica and Sporting Lisbon on the way. And just 3 years ago he took another small club, Pacos Ferreira, to the Portuguese Cup final as a manager and lost to Porto. Lustig. Key. Gary Hooper. Key again. Setting this up for Lustig. Away by Staniukis. Driver's challenge. Free kick given.
Yeah, it's a cheap free kick to give away in a very decent area here. The Commons and Mulgrew will fancy this. This is a tackle he doesn't have to make here. There's good cover. Danny Granger's goal side.
Commons takes it. Lustig's header over and out.
It's a chance, just gets too much on it. Good ball whipped in by Commons, good pace on it, dips right onto his head, just gets underneath it a little bit and gets too much on it. Timed his run well.
Celtic have won the last 5 Scottish Cup encounters between these teams, and each time they've gone on to win the Cup. Popped back by Mulgrew. Away by Staniukis. Elliott onto it. Black. Steered now by Lustig.
He looks as if he's enjoying this already, Ian Black. Right with the type of occasion that suits him. Late developer, but he's a very accomplished footballer if he can just keep the lid on his emotions at time.
For Stephen Elliott. Kelvin Wilson for Charlie Mulgrew. Lustig seeking out Gary Hooper. Former Celtic striker Craig Beattie has made an excellent start to his Hearts career, but he's only on the bench today because of a heel problem, alongside David Templeton there, just back from a couple of months out injured. Granger. Bar blocked by Ledley. Black. Zaliukas. Celtic closing them down.
Just interesting, Chris Commons, who we thought might play off the wide area, basically playing behind the front two in the hole. Darren Barr should be able to pay him a bit of attention. Barr sitting just in front for Hearts. Hearts more or less 4-1, 4-1.
Did beat Celtic in the SPL back in October, but were heavily beaten by them in February, although only after an early Stephen Elliott goal was controversially ruled out. Luvens will stick to his right. Key for Mulgrew. Mulgrew looking for Samaras, and it was certainly inviting.
Well, Scott Robinson is beaten far too easily here. Just sells himself to Charlie Mulgrew. And once again, Mulgrew gets a chance to get his head up, and he delivers so well from this type of area. Hearts really have to try and shut that ball down.
A few eyebrows were raised when Charlie Mulgrew returned for a second spell at Celtic, but he has certainly proved himself and more. Barr kicking Chris Commons. Here's Key. Scott Brown. Mulgrew. Commons. Lustig, January arrival from Rosenborg. Wilson over to Lustig. Celtic unbeaten in their last 9 Scottish Cup ties since they lost the 2010 semi-final here to Ross County. Hooper. Key. Hooper coming deep. Ian Black now. Mulgrew should deal with that. Samaras. Fouled by Robinson.
Oh, Ian Norris surely is not producing a yellow for that. I certainly hope not. Don't think so.
Just a warning for Scott Robinson, who is one of 6 players in the starting 11 for Hearts, who are booking away from missing the final if they make it. And 2 more are on the bench. They have had a couple of replays en route to the semi-finals, which explains why they have so many players on a yellow card, whereas Celtic have none. Intervening. Played in the cup final of 2009 for Falkirk, lost to Rangers. Brown. Key. Samaras the target. McGowan got a boot in. And a free kick for Ian Black.
Charlie McGrew could be in bother here. I think it's Charlie McGrew who's going to pick up a yellow here. Oh, looked a late challenge.
This yellow card of the contest being shown to McGrew.
No complaints here from Charlie McGrew. I think he realised the moment he made the challenge. He's looking at a yellow card. Ian Black coming the other way. Maybe that's why he went in a little bit high.
Charlie McGrew booked, and Joe Vedley was on the receiving end of Ian Black there. And he has received a touch of treatment as well. Oh, and Ian Black is going to have a yellow card as well for that challenge.
Oh, he's waited on Charlie McGrew, Ian Black as well. He's kicked Ledley totally needlessly, and that's the one flaw in this boys' game. He's a smashing player, but discipline so often lets him down.
Yes, his discipline gets in the way of his talent. Ian Black has to be careful now. And being careful is not that easy when you're Ian Black. But Driver, corner for Hearts. Midway point of the first half in the sunshine at Hampden. Well, it was Webster who seemed to get to that.
Well, who did he get away from? Might have been Lustig who got the run on here. Celtic mixture of zonal and man-to-man marking. Webster gets in between.
Webster, who won the Scottish Cup a couple of years ago on loan at Dundee United. Captain on that day. Mulgrew. McGowan. Back by Mulgrew. Sergio, the 8th different permanent manager of the 7-year Romanov reign. McDonnell played in the 2008 Scottish Cup final when he was on loan at Queen of the South and they lost to Rangers. By Barr. bit chasing, but Fraser Forster has it. Forster, who has spent 2 seasons on loan at Celtic now, but there is talk of a permanent deal in the offing in the summer.
Get up, Sammy, get up!
One by Webster, back by Ledley. Commons, Mulgrew. Ever from Commons, out from Samaras. Mulgrew, Hooper!
Terrific chance. What a cross from Charlie Mulgrew. Looked as if he might take a touch here, the full-back, but he's good enough to throw it in first time. And the spin of the ball is helping Hooper here. It's going to come off his head quicker, just doesn't get enough on it. It's a great chance. It's across the front of Granger, but what a delivery this is from Mulgrew. Should score.
McGowan, Mulgrew, McGowan again, Mulgrew again. Brown nailing Scatchell, who we've seen little of so far.
You're dead right. Just realised he's playing. You know, I think Scatchell, both Scatchell and Black, but particularly Scatchell, you know, he can go and support Elliott, because Darren Barr's going to sit in front, and that should give Scatchell licence to go and try and influence the game. So far he hasn't done it.
No doubting he could be a main man for Hearts if he can get into this game. It's a big if at the moment. Brown. Key. Brown. Hooper trying to get there, but it's away by Zaliukas.
I think Webster's round on the cover anyway. Zaliukas, that wasn't to know that, did the right thing, got it out.
Commons. Picks out Mulgrew. Mulgrew for Ledley. Scott Brown. Louvens. Commons. Louvens. Well, Zaliukas turned back into Louvens. And that will be a corner.
Oh, he wanted a touch when he should just have knocked this away. He was facing Zaliukas. At times, I think he tries to be a little bit too clever, the left centre-back. That's a good example of it.
Commons corner. Jamie McDonald got to it, but sent it straight back in Commons' direction. Just a throw this time, though. Commons launching it, met by Zaliukas, back to Commons, confronted by Driver and tripped by Driver, was he?
Yeah, just beaten by the quick feet there of Chris Commons. Complaints here from Andrew Driver.
Big bit of pressure from Celtic. Chris Commons, Samaras, out by McGowan but not very far, missed kick from Ledley. Hearts felt there was a handball in there. Samaras, stopped by Driver. Lustig.
I'll tell you what, Blon Louvens is caught on his heels there. You're looking for a deflection there, I think, Celtic. As it comes in at the back post, Louvens reacts really slowly here. Watch Louvens on the near side as the ball comes in. He stands and watches it. Not the worst ball from Lustig. Yeah, it's certainly a deflection. You can see what Celtic are looking for, but Louvens could have been onto that back post.
Elliott. Celtic felt he used his hand. Lustig. Key. Samaras waiting and receiving. Ran into Driver. Driver skirted the challenge from Samaras. It's gone out now for Celtic throw though. Played in the second of the Scottish Cup semi-finals. Hibs already through to the final. Samaras. Key. It's a neat return to Samaras, who had a bit of ground to make up though, and found it too tricky.
Well, again, you know, even if he gets it across the face here, he only has Chris Commons. You know, the one thing, you know, with Hooper and Stokes, they'll play as a partnership. But at the moment, Samaras and Hooper have played 30-40 yards apart.
The SPL returns next weekend. The first game's after the split, and we are at Fir Park for Motherwell against Celtic. And that's from 1:30 on Sky Sports 4 HD next Sunday. Brown. Stopped by McGowan. Robinson. McGowan. Clear-cut chances at a premium so far in this semi-final. Hoisted away by Mulgrew, straight down the throat of Zaliukas and then Louvens. Hooper. Ledley. Ledley's let that one go.
That's 3 attempts to Celtic's 2, but I think what'll interest Neil Lennon, nothing on target so far after 32 minutes.
Back by Keane, now Louvens, but he's overrun that. Or has he? Brown. Shrugging off Elliott. Here's Key. Samaras. Could slip Lustig in, has done. Granger missed it, McGowan had to turn it away for a corner.
Oh, Danny Granger gets lucky. How this gets under his foot, I've no idea. Not the best ball from Lustig. Danny Granger somehow took his eye off it, no one getting round the back.
Chris Commons' corner. So Ledley found Driver in his way. Louvens, who recently returned to action after a few months out injured. Brown. Lustig for Wilson. Brown. Lustig. Samaras now didn't hang about. Zaliukas with a crucial clearance. Both teams labouring in their quest for a goal.
Well, I've got to say I'm surprised that, you know, I know Celtic have nothing on target, but the way Hearts have set up really surprises me. I thought they would come today and have a real go. At the moment, they're quite happy to sit in, invite Celtic onto them, and you know they may get lucky in the counter-attack, but
McDonald sold short by Webster, and they've got away with that.
well, they certainly did. Uncharacteristic heavy touch by Chris Commons. He's getting there before Jimmy McDonald. Heavy touch with his right foot, costly for him. But this is poor from Andy Webster.
Well, it happened to Neil Lennon's side twice. Slackness at the back early on, and it happened to Webster there. Scatchell is down hurt at the moment. Ewan Norris, the referee, just checking on his welfare. He's back on his feet. Ten minutes to half-time. Hooper. Lustig now. This is promising for Celtic. It's a wayward header, though.
Yeah, I just fell to the wrong player. It's not a bad cross. If that falls to Samaras, we'll get something on target. It's a decent cross, loads of spin in the ball. It's a poor header from Chris Commons. But you know, if Hearts continue to set in like this, it looks only a matter of time before Celtic get something. Well, Celtic are trying to make the game, but Hearts just sitting in at the moment.
One of only two teams from outside of Glasgow to win the Scottish Cup in the last 14 years, the other one being Dundee United. Lustig nudged it away from Driver, now Samaras. Just evaded Hooper. Mulgrew. Nedley. Hung in there. Lustig. Brown. Nedley in towards Samaras, who held off Saliukas, and Danny Granger stopped that reaching Hooper. Playing in their 71st Scottish Cup semi-final, Hearts in their 33rd. It's Colas, it's Scott Brown, Samaras. No.
It's the right idea, just too heavy with the pass. Samaras surely isn't telling Scott Brown he should have got that. Usain Bolt wouldn't have got that.
Mulgrew. Black for Robinson. Now McGowan. Scatchell. The rare touch. The fleeting one. The hand of Ian Black.
He took a chance, Ian Black.
Brown. Lustig. Hooper. Celtic have had a fairly comfortable route to the semi-finals, bar half an hour at Tannadice when they were under the cosh until Dundee United went down to 10 men. Past Peterhead and Inverness, and eventually Dundee United. As Hearts have had a trickier ride. The junior side, Auchinleck Talbot, although toiled in that game, then needed replays at St Johnstone and St Mirren, and they were seconds away from going out in McDermott Park. 45th minute equaliser from the now injured Jamie Hamill.
Well, you know, Ian Black, already in the book, and watch this. What is he thinking about? And the linesman is looking right at it. And he could very easily have been in the changing rooms right now.
5 minutes left in the first half at Hampden Park. Lustig, see plenty of the ball. This is going to come to Chris Commons. It sticks with McDonald.
Yeah, maybe hit it a little bit too sweetly there, Chris Commons. Got out his feet very quickly. Even on the half volley. Maybe struck too much of the middle of the ball here.
Brown. Samaras. Rangers should be able to move in, and he does. Just a throw for Celtic, though. I think Ranger might have wanted something more. An effort from Commons, Celtic's first shot on target after 40 minutes. Mulgrew. Hooper. Lustig. Samaras. Watched by Webster. Needs to get this out sharpish. Johnny Mulgrew. Brown. For Key. Lustig is well advanced again. Brown. Saliukas knocked it away. Jamie McDonald should gather.
Celtic having so much of the ball, finding it hard to break Hearts down, but I've got to say I'm surprised at this Hearts approach here. I mean, they might nick it on the counter-attack, but they really haven't tried to make the game here. They've tried to choke it. Only one team trying to win it right now.
Wilson, Mulgrew. Jamie McDonald enjoying his best run in the Hearts side after Marianne Keller ended up in dispute with the club after refusing to leave in January. Keller has left now, leaving Jamie McDonald as first choice. Lustig. Movens. Lustig up there again, and Saliukas having to come across and deal with that. Samaras. Lustig. Samaras. Wilson away to Mulgrew.
Early.
Here's Luvens. Brown. Hooper sends it back to Wilson. Now Mulgrew. It's popped off Robinson. Key chasing this though, turned into a very decent pass from Mulgrew. Now Commons. Mulgrew. Robinson got a touch. Commons though moves away from him. It's going to come to Samaras. And now Lustig, Ledley in there, and so was Key. And that was so very close.
Well, he should score. He should score. It's a terrific chance. It's a lovely ball by Lustig here. Key's timed his run well. He's under no pressure. He's got to get that on target.
Lustig again, blocked by Saliukis. Samaras. Brown, Lustig. Celtic ending the half strongly. A minute of stoppage time. Key looking to reach that again, but flicked away by Ryan McGowan. Wilson. Ledley. It's half-time. Hearts stubborn opponents. Celtic have huffed and puffed, and Key almost gave them the lead on the stroke of half-time, but his header came back off the post. Celtic haven't been able to conjure up many other chances at all. So at the break in this Scottish Cup semi-final, it's Celtic 0, Hearts 0.
What a chance for Key there.